Today is June 25th, 2015, and this is my 84 Honda GL1200A Goldwing project. You can see it's still quite a bit a ways from being done. What I'm doing on it right now is I've got the carburetors off of it, and I'm going to repaint the engine in the same silver color. You have to kind of do it in little sections because I'm not going to take it off the frame. That's too much work. So anyway, I'm cleaning this up, and I've got the intake ports and the water outlet port taped off, and I've got the starting to tape off the frame pieces. I have to tape off everything just to paint it, but I've done this section right here, and you can see how much better it looks. So that's what I'm working on right now. The bike came with these valve covers, and the emblem in here had basically deteriorated, and the chrome was kind of pitting. So I got another set of valve covers, and I had them powder coated black. And then after I had them powder coated black, I had Don Winans mill off the powder coating on the 1200 logo right on into the aluminum, and I think it really looks good. So here's what that'll look like. Like that. I also powder coated the timing belt covers, and I've got one on there for you to see that too. Alright, like that. The intake manifolds are going to be painted black. The carburetor covers are going to be painted black, so there's going to be quite a few black accents. Up on the front here, you may have already seen the front wheel before in photos. I had to replace the fork tubes with a new set because the other set had too much pitting in it, and these are air forks, and you can't have any pitting in them or they'll leak air. So I had to get a replacement set of forks here, fork lowers, because they were chromed and the chrome was peeling. So I had to get a new set. Completely repainted the wheel, same tire that was on it. Cleaned up and painted the brake discs, and painted the calipers red instead of black, just for a little twist. And those came out real nice. So once I get the fender painted, I have to take the tire back off to get the fender on, and then I can button it all up, and that'll be ready to go. I powder coated the handlebars black. I got just about everything done on the handlebars except for the brake master cylinder, and you'll see that in a few minutes. It's all just kind of in pieces. I cleaned up and painted the rear differential. That's ready to go. I'm going to sand down and repaint the swing arm too, just to get that to look nice. Over here I've got the false fuel tank, and one of the saddlebags, and the radiator. And Honda pinstriped, these are two-toned, the whole bike is two different colors, and then they do a tape pinstripe between the two tones, and then they clear coat it. Well, I'm going to monotone, so I had to, with a razor blade, scrape off all of that tape pinstriping. And after I get that off, then I can start sanding and get it smooth enough to paint. That'll be a while. There's one of the saddlebags. You can see the pinstriping is still on that. It's a lot of work to scrape that off, but that's the only way I can get it off. They clear coat it over it, and then it's been 30 years, So here's the set of carburetors right here that came on the bike. They don't really look too bad, but they would need rebuilding, and they're 30 years old, and the bike sat for at least 10 years, I would think. So those can be real problematic. So what I did to skip that step is I bought a brand new set of carburetors. These are NOS for a GL1200, and I bought them on eBay. So that will certainly save me quite a bit of time. Up here on the bench, here's my 67 Triumph motor waiting for me to finish that. Anyway, on the master cylinder, it had a plastic window right here. And you can see how that is just totally cracked and weathered, and it was actually leaking, so I had to pry it out. And there's the window right there. And I needed to have something that would fill that. So I had Don Winans make me, he made this one out of aluminum. I may use that. And made this one out of clear plastic. And I may use that. It just glues in there. But anyway, I can't use this master cylinder until I've fixed that. Over here I've got, these are the water passages. These are sit on top of the motor, and they're underneath the carburetors. So if you're ever going to do any servicing on these, you need to do it now. These were rusted. There's an O-ring on each end that fits into these ends, into those openings. And those were leaking. So these were rusty, and I had to basically bead blast all of it. I had to clean it up. And right here I've got the thermostat housing outlet. This goes on the front of this piece. That's all bead blasted and painted, and that's all ready to go. Now right up here I've got, there's the rear shock absorbers. They're hanging upside down, and they're draining their oil into that pan. I've been draining that for probably 2 months, and it's real slow, but I'm just about to the point where I can do some work on those. Over here on this table I've got parts that are ready to go. You can see the entire exhaust system, which was chrome, and it was not and it wasn't in too bad shape. Structurally it was good, but the chrome wasn't real good, so I had them sandblasted and I painted it high temp black. This is a grill for the radiator. Right here I've got the passenger footrest, which has been powder coated black, and the other one is right there. Right here is the rear brake caliper and caliper mount. When I put on the rear wheel, that goes on there. Down here in front, the tubing pieces that make up the seat rails and the crash bars and the saddlebag mounts have all been powder coated black. These were chrome. The chrome wasn't looking really good, and I really wanted the black look on this bike. Over here I've got a seat that I put a new cover on. It's a factory seat with a factory cover. That's ready to go. That's a replacement saddlebag top, because my saddlebags actually got so hot it warped the top just from the sun. Over here I've got the rear wheel. The rear wheel is ready to go. You may have seen pictures of it before. The disc wasn't in real good shape as far as the surface on it, so I sent it to a guy in Portland, and he machined that surface ground it, and it came out really nice. So that looks brand new, and that's ready to go. Over here I've just got some, there's the fuel pump and evaporation canister, and I got some body pieces there that I haven't done. And over here I've got the air cleaner and the top of the air box. That's all right there. So, and then here, these are actually the bolts that hold the valve covers onto the engine. They were originally chrome, and I bead blasted them and I painted them black, so that'll be nice looking when I'm done there. So that basically is it. Shows you where I am. I have a lot to do, but I've got a lot done, and I'll give you the next installment probably after I paint it and I start putting it back together. So that's it for now. 84 Honda GL1200.